All right. Boom.Id seems like a decent draft. I worry about the Morphling being a little bit slow. We'll see how it works out, though. Mineski are mostly just playing around their Gyrocopter. The Invoker is decent in this Gyrocopter Wisp plan. This bounty. Ooh, he gets lifted. Is he going to be able to get the Nightmare off in time? Just barely. Now they're looking for this kill with KP as well. Chongqing doesn't really look like he has any way out. He does manage to get the D-ward onto the side camp, but he gets crit down, and that's going to be first blood for KP. Things looking even better for him down at the bottom side. And Mineski actually getting... Oh god, Mineski getting all 4 bounty runes at 5 minutes. That is not a good sign for Boom.Id. Got the missile over onto the Dazzle. He's trying to run back to the Wolves and the Lycan just so that the Rocket Barrage doesn't do that much. It's only 1 point in it right now for JT. So, more the threat of a kill than an actual kill attempt. It looks like these other supports are going to come around to the idea of playing up at top soon. KP does have level 6, but no mana to be able to use the Primal Split, and FBZ for the most part is just avoiding him and pulling creep waves over into the neutral, just trying to secure additional farm. JT getting gone on. They've got the Poison Touch. They have enough heals. They do not. The nuke damage from Boom slices through JT. Pilot Eye still getting this Poison Touch refreshed. He's almost dead. Does still have a Nightmare. Febby healing him a little bit, but it's not really that much. The Wolves still chase. Boom gonna give up on this dive, however. Not willing to risk anything further. They don't manage to kill off the homing missile, though. So Chongqing actually in big trouble. Nice heal from the Shadow Wave. Almost saves him, but it's not enough. And they will find a little bit of a turnaround. Still a good trade for Boom, but sucks if they end up losing the Rubik at the end of the day. Looked close, though. Fervian has more than enough HP regen, so he's fine up here. And Keski and Chongqing are actually coming over looking for this angle, but they just come running straight up into trouble. Sunstrike's on cooldown, but JT's still able to chase this kill down. There's no grave for Dazzle, and nothing that Lycan can really do. They can't kill him, but are going to drive him away from the creep wave at least a little bit. Really want both of these kills if they can get them, but JT, alright, he's burrow struck. Here comes the epicenter, but Febby's still healing for all he's worth. Does he have enough in the tank to keep JT alive? He's still surviving, getting body blocked up a little bit by the Wolves, but he's not dead just yet. Another burrow strike in 1 second's time. JT should finally be brought down. Boom very much needed that gank to connect, but it works. A little bit unexpected, especially given how Thankyou's been playing, but I think opportunity on the Dazzle. There's still no shallow grave. KP just going to keep on chasing forward, and those crits are more than enough. Mikoto does manage to push him back with the adaptive strike, but still, kill for KP. Sunstrike, not really doing anything. Willing to come through here. Alright, DD gets dispelled. They're going to try and relocate in to save him, but it's not going to really do anything. Fervian just going to keep on fighting. He sees an opportunity onto Febby, who now tethers across, trying to keep himself alive. All coming through, but nice rotation from the Lycan as they will find 2 kills here. His ultimate wears out, but JT does have a homing missile on him. Courtesy of the Morph and the War Stomp. Cooldown for the Centaur. Get in front of him. Chongqing coming through now with the stolen Rocket Barrage, and Boom.Id quickly find 4 kills. Wait, no. 3 kills? 3 kills. 3 kills on the mid lane. Very nice rotation from the Lycan. Moon not anticipating that he was just farming over here. First one grabbed. There's still no point in the grave. Mineski are in the river. Bad place to be. They get the burrow strike onto Moon. He thought it was safe, but he is going to be brought down, it looks like. Tornado buys him a couple of seconds. The stick charges a second longer as well, but now JT and Febby find themselves in the middle of a 2-man burrow strike. Why is Mineski choosing to take this fight? They killed the Rubik in the backlines, but he's just laughing from beyond. JT is able to run away a little bit longer. KP finally coming in here, able to pop the Primal Split. The Lycan's still pretty tanky, though. Not easy to bring him down. JT needs to come over and bring this little bit of additional damage. The summons are soaking up the Rocket Barrage. Looks like Fervian will finally be brought down, but it takes pretty much the entire Primal Split duration. FBZ looking for more, has some stick charges to be able to get off another burrow strike. They're focusing on Keski. So it looks like it's now KP who's in the big trouble. Those crits coming through from the Morphling. And it will be Mikoto picking up that kill. Number 1 on net worth now. Taking the crown away from KP. Ooh, there's a dust on the Wisp. They're gonna come in here. Can they get vision of him through the trees? They can! The spirits are just enough. They drop the Fiend's Grip. They need a little bit more damage. KP's gonna oblige for that. And it will be Febby who ends up grabbing the last hit, so nice progress towards his Ghost Scepter now. The Morphling is slapping this tier 2 tower at bottom. Hai is TPing down to try and do something about it, but there's not a whole lot that he really can do. The Invoker coming over. Tornado EMP, bit of a threat on the Morphling. Does get hit by the EMP, but it's not actually that much mana burn. He's okay for now. Does manage to get the pushback onto KP, who has the Primal Split. Relocate now coming through. This is a little bit more Lycan for Mineski. Boom, can they actually get out of here? Lycan getting controlled. His ultimate duration wasted. They also get the sleep up on the Dazzle. Morphling able to waveform through, avoiding that stun from the Gyrocopter, but still taking big damage. Nice stolen deafening blast from Joken, buys a couple more seconds, but Mikoto, no escape. Moon, now he's got those vessel charges. Lycan back, his entire ultimate wasted by KP. Nicely microed with the Storm Panda, and JT, despite a little bit of a slow start, will find a double kill on both of the cores from the enemy team, or the two big cores from the enemy team. So down bottom here, Febby keeping JT alive as best he can, and JT's actually pretty damn tanky. They do end up losing the Wisp, but worth it to get the Gyrocopter out of harm's way. JT gonna try for the TP out. They've got the catch though. Do manage to find him with the Burst Strike. End up grabbing that kill. Okay, nice rotation from Boom. Still exerting control. Irvian popping the Lycan ultimate. Looking over towards this Invoker. Can he stomp the TP? Just barely. Misses out on that one. Moon will be able to survive. Lycan heading straight into the Roshan pit, actually. We saw this as a play that TNC made in Game 1 versus Boom, and Boom tried to make in Game 2 versus TNC, but Mineski seemed to have some kind of sense that this is going on, and they've got the Primal Split ready to go as well. FBZ in a good spot to try and run interference. Roshan's dropping low, about a third HP. They get the Fiend Script onto the Sand King. Cold Snap is stolen by Joken, but he doesn't really have any mana. Sand King down. KezQ comes running in here trying to get a grave, but now he just has to grave himself. Call down in the pit. They're controlling the Lycan. They did give the Aegis over to the Morphling, so they don't have it for him now. And Mineski just getting in front of him. Moon pops down the ice wall, and they might even be able to look for more. They've actually found more. KP microing the Storm Panda over here. Does manage to catch the Rubik. He steals the Primal Split, however. KP not pressing the Drunken Brawler quickly enough. I think Rubik's still going to end up dying, but this is certainly a nuisance. Should just be able to keep chasing the Earth Panda, right? Or maybe not. I was praising KP for the micro, but he may have actually been his own undoing. Okay, he gets the blink away. Oh, Rubik gets Sunstrike, but there's only he gets Sunstruck, but there's only 4 points in the Exort, so he survives. Plus armor certainly going to be helpful. Oh, Moon getting stalked. They pop the dust. They get the lift onto him. The Centaur wrapping around from the opposite direction, nicely microed by Mr. Lycan. And that will be Moon going down once again. He's kind of taking the danger. Been liking them this entire game so far. They do have quite good late game scaling potential. Boom.Id just comes walking up this hill trying to plant in an Observer Ward. Came to the wrong neighborhood. Primal Split's going to get popped. Mineski trying to fight for this one here, but JT's just being controlled. The other Primal Split now coming out. Febby being focused. Buyback out of the Bane. EMP on the other side of the fight. FBZ forced to Burrow Strike defensively away from that one. It's becoming a little bit scrappy. Can they actually find some lockdown? Sand King gonna wait for this Burrow Strike opportunity. Mikoto, Spirit Vesseled up, does have the Brewmaster morph, so he's got that Drunken Brawler ready. Over on the other side of the fight, KP is chasing down KezQ, slaps him in the face once, and it just ends up being the two position 5 supports who die here. Kind of the mistake. They're looking at KP, but he's tanky. It's going to be difficult to bring down. They are going to lead with the Burrow Strike. They're channeling up the Epicenter as well. He gets lifted now. They have to get the damage through. They've got just enough. There is a buyback available for KP, but no catch or anything from Mineski, so just going to end up being Boom grabbing that one kill. And now looking to press their advantage a little bit. Roshan just respawning now, but I think the Radiant they've caught a little glimpse of this with the Sunstrike, so they know that it's up. They're going to position themselves around the pit. Boom heading over there. There's a double damage waiting down at bottom. Mikoto going to go for that. Lycan now has his BKB flying out on the courier. Boom.Id with a 4K net worth lead. Is this Gyrocopter going to be enough to carry the game for Mineski? Invoker getting up to level 17 now. Gonna go scout things out with the Tornado. It's not dropping that quickly just yet since the Morphling took that excursion down towards bottom. Lycan gonna lose all of his mana to that EMP. Oof. He still doesn't even have boots on this Lycan. It's very difficult for him to walk away from the EMP. Sunstrike still scouting. KP up in 10 seconds time. The call down. Gonna try and stall this for a little bit, forcing Mikoto to morph into some strength. JT poking his nose forward. Meatball gets dropped. That's a lot of Invoker's damage now used. Big Burrow Strike catches out onto 2. FPZ can try and disengage, but Pylon Die drops the grip onto him. Jokum manages to steal it, turns it around onto the Gyrocopter. Fervian comes into the backlines. He nets down the Invoker. Moon's in trouble. Few more auto attacks to kill him. Febi also drops. Mikoto just charging forward because he's already got this Aegis. One more Fade Bolt as they now lose Pi. KP, sorry, fighting as best he can. They bring down the Morphling. But that looks like it might be about it. FBZ still chasing after KP here. Moon even buying back for this one. They did bring down FBZ, but he bought back to rejoin the fight. And Boom, looking like they might have this game.
Middle tower is under attack.
And this would be huge. If they can let Mineski have the Wisp and then just beat it, that would look fantastic for them in this series. This means that they don't have to lift their wave just to keep this push going. Dazzle going to be able to heal it up a little bit. They're going forward. KP needs to be careful. Comes in here with the Cinder... what's it called? Cinderbur? Yeah. Cinderbur thrown down just to slow this a little bit. The EMP also coming through. KP jumping forward. Big slow onto the Lycan. He does have a BKB to pop. Gonna turn around with that now. Does not have the ultimate call down coming through. Morphling backing up a little bit. He's got the cheese. Fervian tried for the TP out, but he just gets crit down. Morphling with the Spirit Vessel on him. Won't be able to morph anything. Cheese not really going to be helpful either, so he doesn't even bother popping it. FBZ now in the tree line. I may have spoken too soon about Boom taking this game. They're now going to get turned around on. Guy's cute. Running for it. It's going to get caught out by JT. On the other side of the fight, Jokum. He has a Sunstrike and stuff, but nothing to interrupt that. TP, unfortunately, looks like Pi couldn't quite get in range, but Tier 3 dead. Racks still stand. No further buybacks used by Mineski in that fight. 175. Oh, they found the Sand King. Gonna grip him up. Even bringing the relocate in. He's been ratting this top lane for the longest time, and now he's dead for 100 seconds. Man, I caster cursed Boom.Id so hard. Oh my god. The instant that I say that they might be doing it here in game 1. Don't wave at bottom. He's coming over. Who have they actually managed to find? It's the Moon Invoker on the back lines. They bring him down. He does have a buyback available. The Roshan fight starts now. Who will win? Morphling coming in. They're locking down the Gyrocopter to begin with. He pops the BKB. JT just fighting through everything. They're keeping him alive, but they've lost the Wisp. 2 buybacks down. Mikoto morphs back out of the Gyrocopter. He's still got a full HP Morphling form for them to get through, but he gets EMP'd. He gets Spirit Vesseled. He's in trouble. FBZ with the Burrow Strike buying the space. Comes through. They're still trying to keep this Morphling alive. He gets Grave. KP's chasing him. Can they get this kill? The Rocket Barrage. JT finally finishes him off, but it might not be the end of the morph. He's still going to buy back. Rubik buys himself a few seconds, but he's dead. They've also caught the Dazzle on the other side of this fight. Going to go for the TP out, but gets cold snapped. And FBZ and Fervian just running around the pit area right now, wondering what they can do. They've actually found KP. Do they have the damage to kill him? He gets the Drunken Brawler off. He's also got the BKB. Morphling TPing into the summons. KP dead. Also has a buyback. The fight is continuing. It's another round of Flak Cannon, but they stun up the Gyrocopter. Here comes the Cataclysm. Morphling doesn't die. Moon has the Lycan and the Sand King up in his face. He gets dusted. He'll be brought down. That's a dieback for him. JT still fighting, but he doesn't have his Wisp. They've lost Febi, FBZ. Another nice Burrow Strike. Finds out onto 2. KP still fighting, gets the crits through onto the Lycan and finishes him off. Now finds his level 25. FBZ finishes the Bane. Do they have any detection for him? No. KP, alright, did go for the critical strike damage. And after all of that, we have a, 7 for 6 team fight? Looking for more. Febi's got the BKB. He gets stomped up, and looks like Lycan just going to find 2 kills straight up. He's got the Arcane Rune. He's chasing for more. JT might actually be in some trouble here. They lose Moon on the other side of the map. JT, do they have anything to interrupt this TP? They do not, but yeah, Moon, meanwhile, also dying. And Cataclysm scouts this. They are going to spot the Rubik. He's got the Yules and a Force Staff. Doesn't get him down onto the low ground, though, so he's dead. Boom can now decide if they actually want to take this fight. They're a little bit split up. Morphling still has the one... Oh, no waveform charges at the moment. Just gonna get Glimmer Caped and he's gonna be okay. Tornado on the other side, trying to find something. Rubik buying back. What have they actually managed to catch? Fervian's going in. He's got the silence onto the Bane. Can he finish him off? A couple more auto attacks. No! The Fiend's Grip comes through. They end up losing the rank, and the damage from the Gyrocopter is too much. He's being isolated against this Aghanim's hit. Oh no, and now Boom might just have to disengage. Pi just buying back into the game. Morphling trying to stand and fight, but they're going to lose Thankyou. But Kodo being focused down, he gets stunned up. They really want these kills onto Pi, but they might just be going too far for this. They control the Sand King over on the other side. Nice micro from KP, keeping FBZ out of this fight. All they get, they lose 2 cores, and they only get Pi twice. They don't even get any Rax damage. It looks like did this range Rax maybe take a tiny bit of damage? Lanes get pushed in a little bit, but oh man, okay, that's the other thing. Wisp also has 25 now, so Febby has the attack tethered allied target. So if he gets lifesteal, that's gonna make him very, very difficult to kill. He could get some damage now. Oh boy. Moon? Joke him when he... Alright. Just wants the meteor. Mineski, think about that relocate, but end up canceling it, and Moon might actually be in some trouble now. They pop this, they've got the Hex, that's why they wanted the meatball. Moon, what can he actually do? He's gonna get brought down. Not paying enough respect to the Rubik. AP, what can he do? Can he get a bash? No, immediate Yules from Jokum, nicely done. Could not risk that bash coming through. Could maybe say that KP should have popped the BKB for that. FBZ looking for his escape, he's gonna be fine. And Boom making a nice little play to just kind of... It looks like we might actually have a fight on our hands here. They get the jump in onto KP, but they won't really be able to focus him down. They've got the Hex follow-up. Can they save him? Highlight die. No Nightmare. KP gets brought down. He buys back immediately. Febby waiting up on the hill. JP doing decent damage, but they end up losing the Wisp. And that means no protection for the Gyrocopter. He's dead. Boom. This is their opportunity with the double damage rune. Moon, can they finish him? Gets into the Ghost Walk. He's going to be okay. Triple core, well, 2 core buybacks coming out from Mineski. They didn't find a single kill in that fight. Pi's attention was elsewhere while they focused onto the Brewmaster. Very good initiation from FBZ, showing exactly what he can do when they don't have that control from the Brew on him. And alright, JT comes over to the opponent's secret shop. We'll be able to pick up this rapier. Oh, did they see the courier? Oh, okay, they relocated over there to grab that. Not quite a rapier, so that is going to be, what? Oh, it's the Shivas for FBZ coming over. But we have a Rapier Gyrocopter, everybody. Mineski's still in here with a shot. Though Dota Plus is not liking their chances. I think Boom could just go back to making some kind of a rat play, but I guess it's a little bit difficult with these 2 lanes being right next to one another. KP, alright, everybody's buying up items now that they've bought back. KP with the Abyssal Blade. We've got the Rapier up. Nullifier for the Lycan. So if he finds somebody... I don't think there's no Lotus or anything on the Mineski side, so whoever gets hit by that is actually just completely dead. That's very worrying. Oh. Alright. Lycan. Popping everything. Tornado comes through. Which talent... Okay, well, that answers that question. Which talent did Invoker go for? He's got the Tornado cooldown. Lycan, Cinder Brood. Doesn't want to use the BKB for this. He's just threatening. I think he's trying to force out the Glyph more than anything. So, won't get it. Tense game. I mean, this is only game 1 of the best of 3, but this is an elimination series here for the major qualifiers. So getting that first game win would be a very big deal, and I mean, it would be a total... I think it would be very demoralizing for Boom if they somehow ended up throwing this game from this position. Sand King going to be going for a Blade Mail. Alright, is that the answer against this Gyrocopter Rapier? I'm not so sure, but... I think maybe they need more than one. Oh man, Thankyou has a Heaven's Halberd now. Oh my god, it has a 9-second cooldown and a 5-second duration. This is so backbreaking for the Gyrocopter. They're gonna jump in. They're looking towards KP. They know that he doesn't have a buyback. Can he get the BKB off? He's being hexed so far. Makoto's just hitting him and hitting him and hitting him. KP will be forced into the primal split. These pandas aren't that tanky. This is just a distraction though. The Lycan is going for the racks over at mid, but he gets Fiend Script and brought down. Dead for 100 seconds with no buyback available. They're chasing and looking for more. They get a little bit of scouting onto the Morphling. Seeing him with the Sunstrike, the Storm will be able to lift him up. Kezcute here to help his buddy. Jokum also waiting up on the high ground. They're looking for a little bit of a fake back. Can FBZ find a good target? He's channeling up the epicenter. Needs to find a good burn strike through Bebby. He's got the cheese. He's got the BKB. Nice Nightmare save from Highlight Eye to get the Hex out, but FBZ just getting right click to death. Moon gets over into the trees. Grave keeping the Sand King alive, but the Black Cannon is just doing so much work. JT hasn't even had to pop the Satanic yet. They're going to lose the Morphling for the first time. He'll be back soon, but it's only the Dazzle alive, and KP's already found him and crit him down. What can this Morphling actually get? Looks like nothing. He gets cold snapped, he gets deafening blasted, and he gets put in the ground. Triple kill for JT. Great saving plays from Mineski, saving the Brewmaster that got committed on, finding the Fiend Script over on the Lycan. And now it's Mineski's opportunity. You see this line drawn all the way down the mid lane. JT knows it. This is their chance. He did a ton of damage in that last fight. So long as the Wisp is alive, he hurts so much. And so difficult to kill as well with the lifesteal. Alright, that's the first buyback coming out. There are going to be more buybacks here. FBZ, definitely the best hero to buy back. He can clear these waves super reliably. Dazzle also coming in, but this Gyro Wisp pushes damn quickly. Wisp even going to be going for a Daedalus now. There's still a tier 1 tower at bottom. Okay. So Mineski's still going to go down and finish that one off quickly. They're still one teamfight loss away from losing this entire game, but they're like 2 teamfight wins away from maybe winning it. Net worth lead gets crumpled down, as does the win probability.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, what backdoor protection, guys? It's not very useful.
Dire's bottom tower
Okay.
has fallen.
Outer tower's done. Morphling respawning of his own accord. Lycan is going for a Blink Dagger. Okay. Pi still just wants a Ghost Scepter, poor guy. Febby going for... Okay, deciding against the Daedalus. Is just going to be going for a Heart instead. Make himself a little bit more difficult to kill. Get that regen for the Gyro. Suppose it makes sense. I still think they need a Lotus somewhere against this Nullifier Bloodthorn combination, but instead, alright. Mineski go for a smoke. What can they find? They know that the Sand King is over here, pushing out top wave. FBZ, TP's over to his team. They've got this shrine ready to fight around. This could be a bad place for them to fight. They jump forward. Cataclysm gets popped for scouting. Boom, just retreat back. And the sad trombone comes out. Oh, man. That was such a dangerous high ground for Mineski to push up blindly like that, but... Alright, not gonna get punished at the end of the day. Roshan's still dead for at least another 40 seconds. And now it's Boom's turn to go for a smoke. Cutting up towards the opposing high ground. Neither team with a whole lot of vision in this area, so... Whoever gets the jump is gonna have a pretty big advantage. KP and Moon just retreating back towards their base. Boom, don't end up finding anything. Just a couple little D wards here. And another sweep over towards top. Gyro buyback back up in 1 minute's time. Sand King's still down for quite some time. Brewmaster gonna be going for an MKB. This Dazzle starting to think about a Hex. Oh god. This game is getting tense. I don't know what's gonna happen. Fairly long Roshan respawn, 2 minutes to go on that. Sand King did end up going for the Blade Mail, but doesn't really have the inventory space for it right now. Gyrocopter thinking about having a backup rapier and a refresher. Oh, lordy. Only in a Gyrocopter game. What does FBZ see that he feels so confident? Okay, he's got the Lycan Wolves scouting for him. All right. I don't know how the Sand King is so confidently pushing out waves at bottom, but that Rax advantage is going to turn out to be a pretty big deal as far as this Roshan control goes. Lycan doesn't have any BOTs just yet, but once he gets those up, it's going to be really difficult for Mineski with bottom wave just constantly pressuring in. Lycan could start trying to wrap their tier 4s while the Roshan is respawning. Boom.Id being pretty composed about all of this. It could also be the Morphling who tries to wrap them at bottom. Fortunately, they have the Wisp, so they can just relocate the Gyrocopter into the fight, but that's also going to be stressful for Mineski. Febby having to get the right placement on that relocate. They can't afford to have the fight, like, just all, you know, the Gyrocopter can't just turn up and they both get burrow struck or something and end up dying. They do have Aeon Disc and BKBs and whatnot, so shouldn't be easy for that to happen, but still, they're going to leave the Invoker to push out bottom now, and JT and Febby going to come over towards the pit once again. Both teams waiting around for this Roshan respawn. Courier is chilling in here, along with the Forge Spirit. So, alright, Mineski, no. Dire have not scouted it just yet, but I imagine one of these summons might go and poke its head in here. Anyone? Double damage waiting. Alright, Lycan with the blink. Still no boots. I guess there's never going to be boots at this point for the Lycan. And we are back to Febby and JT standing guard over the bottom side of the map. Goto picks up a butterfly, even though I mean, I guess it's still good damage. There's already an MKB over on the Gyrocopter, and KP wants it as soon as he can have it on top of buyback. Rubik's got an Aghanim Scepter at this stage. Dazzle still working on that Hex, taking him a little bit. Neither seem really willing to force anything, but as I say that, Mineski heading over into the pit. They're taking this so damn quickly. The Alacrity on the Gyrocopter, the crits from KP. Boom.Id asleep at the wheel. They don't do anything. Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher Shard all claimed. Not enormously, actually pretty impactful at this stage of the game. But Boom not doing anything. Not scouting the pit. Lycan summons nowhere nearby. They just let Mineski have it. I don't know. Boom just don't seem sure about how they go about winning this game now. Maybe they're just not confident about their ability to actually take a 5-on-5 team fight against this Gyrocopter, so they gotta create some kind of other scenario. Like, I don't know, send the Dominator creep in here and then start threatening TPs onto that or something. They get a Hex. It's over onto FBZ. Highlight Eye just gonna get right click down. Not dead just yet, actually. Makoto turns around, focusing onto him now. Febby and JT right in the middle of this fight. Rubik dead first. Mineski found a good opportunity to fight together. They don't have the Wisp for the Gyrocopter. I don't know how much that's going to matter. There's no pressure elsewhere on the map, so Mineski can just keep on chasing here. Morphling needing to be careful. He finds a little hidey hole in the trees, but Sand King getting caught out. And try and EMP out most of his mana. They've also got the Hex. EMP not really doing that much, but those JT auto attacks raining down as he finds himself an unstoppable streak. And Sand King still no buyback for 50 seconds. Abyssal Blade on this KP Brewmasters. He goes hunting for a little bit more. Just pushing things out. Bottom lane, Lycan thinking about something here, but that's actually the tail end of his shapeshift. So he's actually just TPing back, and it looks like Boom are going to be forced to defend 3v5. Sand King can buy back in 20 seconds, so he's not down for the full count. And they do also have a glyph available. They should be able to get their Sand King back. Multiple buybacks here. Black Cannon doing quite a lot of damage from the Morphling, but Febby's got the sustain. He's still got the cheese. They've still got the mech. Cute being annoying, but the lane of Rax is already completely gone. They're going to Alacrity the Gyrocopter, and they're going to keep on going. Febby needing to be somewhat careful as Aeon Disc is on cooldown. Now the Sand King's back in. No pressure elsewhere on the map. Mineski looking for 2 lanes of Rax. Lycan comes jumping in. What can he actually do? They can't seem to get to the Gyrocopter. They need to get to the back lines and kill off Febby, but he pops the cheese. He's going to be okay now. They've got the Hex onto the Morphling. He's cold snapped. He's Spirit Vessel. He didn't pop his BKB. He buys back now. They're controlling the Dazzle, keeping him out of the fight, preventing that pesky Halberd, preventing the grave saves. FBZ just sitting in his Sandstorm, but Mineski are going for it. Heading down towards the bottom side of the map. The Lycan running out his shapeshift duration right now. He's not going to be able to do that much. AP has another Abyssal Blade ready. Could try and find a good target. FPZ sitting here with the blind. It's not really helping enough to get the lift under the gyrocopter. Can they focus him down? He's still got the Aegis. JT manages to pop the Satanic. He's just healing up through all of this. They do end up losing the Brewmaster. Immediate buyback from KP. They finally managed to muscle through JT's gyrocopter. They've lost Bebby. Can they keep this guy alive? He's going to pop the BKB. He's still healing up a little bit. The Black Cannon's on cooldown, and Bebby now comes back in with another Hex onto the Morphling. Can't afford to die twice. He comes back in with the Grave. The duration being wasted by the Tornado. He now dies. 2 cores dead for 120, and it looks like Mineski have done it. They jump in. KP drops one more Abyssal Blade onto the Rubik inside of the base. The creeps are pushing, but the Lycan is here trying to defend. He gets the Nullifier over to the gyrocopter, but Febby once again to the rescue. And it looks like Mineski, Dota Plus didn't like them at all this game. Didn't like their chances, but JT fights back with that Rapier. Some very nice team play. I think a little bit of indecision and some sloppy execution on the part of Boom.Id. And Mineski will end up taking this game. Oh my god.